Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster Knott's Grand Adventure. And we're going to start off here over at Big Kahuna because I let someone touch it. I let Alex see, I think that's his name, and him and I talk on Discord every now and then. You can add me. I think I have the link in the channel. Like if you go to the main page of the channel and you click on the links up top, I think I have the Discord in there. But yeah, he found my park on Steam, but it was like an old one, so I updated it, and he kind of started messing around with it with building the actual like lift supports like all the Gigas have. And I told him that if he finished the whole thing, I would give him credit for it, and he finished the whole thing, and it looks pretty damn great. Yeah, I can't think of anything to complain about. I'm really happy about this. I'm probably going to go in and redo some supports, especially right here, because they have supports connecting onto these sections. So I'll end up redoing these, and I might end up doing the lift supports, because they should be more of an A shape, and I guess they're kind of a weird artsy A, but they're not really the realistic Giga support. So I'll probably end up fixing that at some point, and I have that tree selected for some reason. So yeah, thank you, Alex. And you know, if he wants to do some other stuff to the park, I will probably let him, because I trust him, because he's been watching this since the beginning. He's one of the people that usually comments on every single video, and I can always thank him for that and count on him for it. So thank you, Alex. You are a good person. Now, let's go over here, where I chopped about, I think 40, maybe more feet off of Quetzalcoatl, and I changed the layout pretty much entirely. I think that the only thing that I kept were the lift, the brake run, because even that's different. I changed all of it. I pretty much changed all of Fiesta Village, because as you can see, Soul Spin, the gigantic swing ride, is gone. I moved the teacups there, and I actually think I like it better here than having the gigantic tower, because you get a nice a lot nicer view of the station for La Chupacabra's Revenge, and I like that. I like good sight lines, and right now this is a much better sight line than what was there before. I still wish I could get rid of this teacup thing, but whatever. I still wanted to have my Mexican hat dance, because you know, these are hats. Yep, they're hats, not teacups. Ignore it. But anyways, back onto Quetzalcoatl. I changed the whole thing, and I have to redo some of the queue for El Serpiente, but that shouldn't be too difficult. I actually need to fix that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, the queue was like clipping through, as you can see. I'm gonna get rid of that. But yeah, it starts off pretty similar. It starts off with a nice big Immelman. I think it's 122 feet for the Immelman, and the drop is 160. According to this, the maximum drop is 130 something feet, which isn't that big, but I don't know. I thought the ride was too big, so I clipped it. I mean, like in this whole like corner of the park, you have a Giga Coaster, a Hyper Coaster, and a dive machine that was well over 200 feet for all three. Kind of ridiculous, so I changed that. So, alright, let's finally go through the ride. So you go through an Immelman, and then you go up into this pretty tight helix, and you go into this really slow inline twist, and it's rough as shit, so I'm going to end up fixing that. And then you just kind of barely make it into this brake run, but I don't mind, because it means I don't have to brake it aggressively. Also, one thing that I really like about this is usually they, like dive machines, have their brake run pretty close to the lift, and originally it was probably about here, not really close to the lift. Now right here, you can see they basically intersect. It wouldn't be hard to add some sort of catwalk connecting the two of them together so that in the event that you did need to get evacuated from the lift, you would not have to go down a spiral staircase. You would just walk down the lift stairs instead. And since this is a dive machine, there's a good chance there would be an elevator also, though it looks like it would have to be on this side because of clearances. But anyways, after that, you head into an almost vertical drop. The second steep drops on these usually aren't vertical. In fact, I don't think any of them are. So, it's a bit of realism there. Then you head into this really, really tiny Immelman. It's almost not an Immelman. It's almost like half of a Cobra roll. And I did kind of toy with the idea of putting in a Cobra roll. And actually, I'm going to have to change around that queue, which will not be an issue. In fact, I'll do that right now while I'm looking at it before I forget. So yeah, you'll go there, and then you get that, and then you'll just go right, still kind of underneath it, but right up against the temple, and then boom, there. Still missing some supports there. I'm probably not going to go in there and fix it. I have to change up a lot of this. I think actually you have to get rid of like Q right there in order to get the supports in. Yep, there they are. Maybe I can fit it. Let's see. Doot. Oh, this is going to be close. Nailed it. There we go. Got it. I can't believe that actually worked. That's awesome. Anyways, yeah, you go down this little tiny Immelman, then you turn here. I did this just to get it to line up with the path, and now this hill was here originally, sort of. It was going more in that direction, so I changed it. And it's about 40 feet tall, so you'd probably get some decent air, some good floater at least. And then you head into this little turnaround right here, right next to the train station, so I did extend it out a bit. And then that's it. That's the ride. It's pretty short, but dive machines usually are. If anything, it was almost too long before. So I think I did a good thing. And not to mention, since this is going to be since this is the second entry area to the park, I kind of wanted to have more entrancey buildings over here. So now I actually have room to kind of flesh out this area a bit more. And I'm pretty happy about that. That's going to look nice. Also, I moved Montezuma's Revenge over here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the queue for this, but I'll figure it out. I'll probably have it start like over here, have some switchbacks, and you'll end up loading like right over here instead of over here. I'll have plants over there because plants are nice. I like plants. So over here, I moved the exit of El Serpiente, and notice how there's no supports right here. You know what would be good right here? A bar. So I'm going to build some sort of outdoorsy bar thing, and many guests are very unhappy. I don't know where they are, but I'll find them later. I don't really... Wait, why are you unhappy? You're hungry. Whatever. I'll find them. And originally there is this big path, and they connect, like the entrance and exit connected up. And I didn't really like that. To be honest, I don't like the exit for this at all. I feel like it's too long. Like, guests are not fast in Planet Coaster, so when they're walking down this ramp, it takes them a very, very, very long time. And then, like, honestly, on this ramp, they will end up having to, like, use the restroom or complain about being hungry, or they'll just start complaining about shit. And there's nothing I can really do about it because that's where the station is. Like, that's the placement of it. I can't change it, and I can't make the exit any shorter. Like, there's no other path for me to connect it to. Like, this is the closest distance. Like, and I'm not going to have it just go that way because then that's too far away from the rest of it, and you don't want to exit on, like, the opposite side of where you entered because that's just not good guest flow. So here we have the area where Montezuma's Revenge was, and I could probably fit some sort of flat writing here, but I kind of like the openness of it. I feel like it gives me... it's good to have green space in a park. You don't want every single square inch of your park to just be covered in rides, because then it just looks kind of dull and boring. I did have to delete the path right here, so if anything, there will just be more path going through here to connect up with it. And I could actually get rid of that path. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose other than for additional views of Quetzalcoatl. But I haven't really decided if I do want to try and weave it through. I think I'd have to have it go underneath the drop right here and then reconnect up over here. I mean, it's kind of a loop that's there just to be there. It doesn't really add anything, so I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I will loop it back around. Alright, and now let's talk about something that I did that I'm really not sure if I like or not. So I did a kind of what if thing on what if the park wanted to give Vortex a little refresh, give it new Vekoma trains. Now, these are not the new Vekoma trains with the nice vest restraints. These are just the other Vekoma trains that you'd find on like Boomerangs and some of their older, like not super old, but like 90s looping coasters that they built. And they're not much different, but I did want to give it Vekoma trains. And I decided to give it a name change of Patriot because that's what Great America did when they redid their Vortex coaster. I'm pretty sure theirs was called Vortex or Stand-Up Coaster, so it was kind of just going along with the general theme of Vortex becoming Patriot. And I gave it a red, white, and blue color scheme, but I don't think I like it, so I'm probably just going to go back to the blue color scheme that I had before and go back to the Aero trains that were seriously way better than this. If you guys like it, let me know. Maybe I'll change it, but I'm probably going to end up going back. I'm also going to redo the lift supports finally because I don't like them. They're not very aero, so I'll do that. But anyways, that's about all that I've done. I've toyed around with some ideas that I have in the future, so you can look forward to that. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.